Hi guys, this is my first YouTube video and I am doing the Konmari Tag started by a young mom on her channel, I think at the end of August. I don't know, I've been watching her since the beginning. She and I started Konmari right around the same time, and I just started my channel and I thought it'd be a good way to start out. It was an open tag, so I hope it's okay that I'm doing it. And sorry if I'm looking around, I'm not really sure where my camera is. So, question number 1. What has been your favorite part of the method so far? Definitely no longer feeling overwhelmed by the amount of stuff I have to do. I'm a naturally pretty messy person, but I really thrive in order, which is an unfortunate combination. So it's been nice that it's been so easy for things to be in order, when before it'd be like I'd get to the point where I couldn't stand it anymore and spend like 3 hours cleaning the house top to bottom, and now it's just like I do a little bit of every day, which is nice. Question number 2. What has been your least favorite part of the method to date? My least favorite part of the method is that while you're completing the task, you feel a good sense of accomplishment because you can see the amount that you've discarded, but your house doesn't really look any different because you're not supposed to be changing the way that it's organized. So your house still kind of looks in shambles, even though you have less stuff. Like, it's not like you walk through the door and you're like, oh, so much has changed. Especially now that I'm further along, it's more getting that way, but when things are like, put away in their drawers, your house doesn't really look all that different initially. Question 3. What is the hardest task you've completed? I'm pretty far along. I'm doing the sentimental items, and I have to say that has been not as difficult as I thought that it would be. But still kind of hard. Actually, you know what? I'm changing it, and I'm not going to edit that out because I don't know how. The sentimental items aren't as hard as I thought. The hardest part is electronics, and that's still not done. And the reason that's the hardest part is because I am married to a techie guy. He really, really enjoys getting the newest of technology. So I literally have 2 of the medium-sized moving boxes full of wires and memory cards and 12-year-old cameras that he got when he was in high school and stuff. That it's all his stuff. So that once I get with him and we go through that, I feel like that'll feel a lot better. So that's been the hardest, is just I guess mostly because it's not done and I just keep finding it. I think, oh, I've gathered it all because I keep putting it in those boxes every time I find it. And no, I haven't gathered it all. There's more. And people that I've watched are amazed with the amount of change and money and stuff they find around. Yeah, I have that too. But not as many weird cell phone chargers and stuff. 4. What is the easiest task that you've done? Clothes. I mean, that's you start there, I think, on purpose, and that's the easiest. Sorry, I keep looking down at my computer to see the question. That's definitely been the easiest one, especially because she talks about in her book, you don't want to be someone who wears torn or stained clothing, or clothing doesn't fit you anymore. You want to value yourself more than that, and most of the clothing I had was either too big or too small, or stained or torn. So that was actually really easy. And I'm not a super fashionable person. I'm not someone who's oh, my clothes are I know some people get sentimental about their clothes, and that's not me. So that was definitely the easiest, and I think that's probably why you start there. I think it's the easiest for probably a lot of people. 5. What has surprised you the most about this method? And I think that I should have thought about these before I answered them. I think the most surprising thing was how easy it actually was to let go of things. I've always been a pack rat. I've always been a what if just in case I might need this kind of person. And I am not someone who likes to be wasteful, so I was holding on to I was holding on to a lot of like gifts that I didn't like, or even things like products that I would have bought products that I had purchased that weren't working for me, but I would keep them anyway because they were still good. There was nothing like wrong with them. It's not like it was broken or I was allergic to or something like that. I didn't like it, but I'd spent money on it, so I kept it. And I mean, like not only like I kept it around for months, but like moved it from apartment and house to house. Like I found like bills from my first like college apartment like 5 years ago, and I was like, why do I have this? So I was surprised by the amount of stuff that I had, even though I kind of knew that I'm a collector. But I was equally surprised by how easy it was to let go of things. And sorry if I keep like looking over here. I'm really tempted to look at myself, and it's really weird. 6. Starting out, was it hard to let go of items? If so, why? I kind of already answered this in the last one. No, it wasn't hard to. I haven't had a hard time letting, excuse me, go of things really this whole time, which I didn't anticipate because I'm a big pack rat and really sentimental about anything and everything. So I think the mentality that she approaches in the book of like surrounding yourself with the things for the life that you want to have really, really resonated with me. So it was easy to get rid of the things that didn't really apply to the life that I want for myself. So that made it easy. 7. What was the most difficult item or items you've purged so far, and why? So I'm getting to the sentimental part, and I am newly married, and last year my now husband and I moved into this house, and that was the cue for my parents to pack up my childhood room and bring it over to me. So that's been the hardest things to go through, because I sort of want to keep everything, especially because like you guys will probably see this when I film me going through the basement. I was really, 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 really into stuffed animals and had a bajillion of them, and could literally tell you for each and every of the like not 500, but probably at least 100 that I have, where I got it, how old was I, what was the occasion that I got it, because my family wasn't really like, here's just a random toy. It was like, an occasion was happening. And like who gave it to me and what its name was and what sort of games I used to play with it. So I think that was hard, especially thinking about like when we have kids, like figuring out who made the cut for me to save for them or not. So that has been the hardest part so far. Stuffed animals. Great job. I am trying to be an adult, but it's hard. It's part of your childhood. 8. Where are you in the process? How much time has it taken you to work up to this point? So I actually just looked. I just looked on my Instagram, and I took a picture of me sorting through clothes 22 weeks ago, so like 5.5 months. I had to also Google how much time that was. That's embarrassing. Yes, so 5.5 months. It could have taken me less time, for sure. I can understand when she says in the book it's between 2 and 6 months. I totally could have blown through it and I think been fine. I just had a lot of other stuff going on, so I didn't, which I think is normal. I feel like a lot of other people also have life outside of the method. You could totally blow through it in a couple weeks, or I really it's to the point where I'm like, oh, this is dragging on forever. Like I just want to be done. So I really can't see myself going any much longer. I'm anticipating being done in the next few days because I'm really excited to get to the organizing part. I'm tired of even though I literally like just went through, like I'm filming this on my phone, and I have a camera. It's like a 4-year-old camera, but I have a camera and I have its charger, and I literally just touched both of those things. I don't know where they are. Like I just touched them. I just went through it. I went through the box that has all the electronic stuff in it, not in there. So my thought is I must have seen it and said, oh, I need to put this with the camera, and then who knows what happened to it. So hopefully I'll find it soon, because that's what I mean. Like, and maybe this is anyone else is going through this method. It's like, what's wrong with this girl? But I'm trying to follow the don't organize as you go. So I just kind of put things back where they were, which wasn't really well organized before. So that part of the solution's not really solved. But to answer the first part of the question, I said before I'm at the sentimental items. And I'm really looking forward to being done, because I imagine that I'm going to purge a lot more when I do the organizing thing. I feel like I'll think that I was being conservative before. So I'm excited to get rid of more stuff and to have my house be organized. 9. What are some KonMari tips or advice you can share? Just do it. Read the book. Be ready for that sort of change. I felt very ready for that sort of change. I was very frustrated for a very long time, and the hype kind of built up at the right time for me where I was in my life. And we'd been in this house for almost a year and had like not just like some boxes in the basement that needed unpacked, but like boxes like in all of the closets except for ours. We basically, when we moved in, unpacked what we needed to survive here. Not survive, more than that, but like the essentials. We unpacked the essentials and then just left everything else in boxes. So it is exhausting living that way, and it just came at the right time in my life for everyone to kind of explode about this book. Which, so maybe this tag is a little late. I mean, not late from, I guess, a little bit after it was first posted, but like, I don't know if people are really still like searching or into this or something. I hope so, because it really has helped a lot of people. So I hope more people are finding it. But it came at the very right time for me. So if you are ready for it, read it and do it. You could totally, through following other people's videos, fake it through the process and do the categories and stuff like that. But I really, really, really recommend reading the book. I think that helps a lot more with the mental change that needs to happen to let everything go, rather than the categories are important, but the mental change that comes from reading the book is the most important. So make sure you read it would be my advice, which hopefully is obvious advice and you're already doing it. 10. Who do you tag? I have no power here. This is my first video, if it goes up, to be honest. So it was an open tag, I believe, to begin with, and I've seen several other people do it and just says whoever they want. So that's what I say. Whoever wants to do it, go for it. And thanks. I'm not really sure how to end, so I'll see you around, I guess.